This conference will now be recorded.
No. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the HTTP post method, which is used to insert the records inside your Salesforce instance from a third-party application. And upon inserting the records into the Salesforce instance through this web service, how can we pass the values to the web service, and how the web service can receive those parameters, and how can we fetch the required information by using the REST request and the REST context class and the REST response class, and how can we perform the operations we have discussed. Now, sometimes you can raise a question. So suppose, for example, I want to insert multiple records inside an object. I want to insert multiple records inside an object. Then how can we insert the multiple records? What we can do? How to insert the multiple records? Here we are able to insert one record. I'm passing one record values. So I'm passing those input parameters in the form of a JSON. Suppose I want to insert 2 records, 3 records, 5 records, 10 records. How? Now let's see practically in this case. Now let me take a small use case. Create a RESTful web service to insert 2 lead records inside the object. 2 lead records inside the object. I want to insert 2 lead records inside this object in one shot. Not one by one, not one by one. Both the records I would like to pass. How to pass these 2 records? Now let's see. Suppose if you want to pass one lead record, then how can we pass? Like here we are specifying this values. Like the similar way we have to specify the field name and the value. Field name and the value. So we need to pass the value for each and every field manually. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. So let me create a web service and which will be collecting 2 lead records information, and both the lead records will be inserting into your Salesforce object. That means lead object in one shot. How can we collect? Now let's see. Now let me create the web service. Now I'm creating a RESTful web service. I'm creating lead records service or lead records handler. Now, as a step 1, first of all, we have to make this class as global. And then we have to give the resource name @REST resource. I'm indicating the parameter URL mapping equals to / lead records service. I'm giving the resource name as lead records service or bulk lead service. Bulk lead service /star. So now here I'm creating a RESTful web service class, and then for this class I have given that resource name. Now I would like to create the web service method, so which will be inserting the record into my Salesforce lead object. So I'm using this as HTTP post. I'm preparing the global static. I want to specify the confirmation whether lead records has been inserted or not. Okay, for that one I would like to give the return type as a string, whether record may be inserted or record may be failed. Okay, now I'm indicating that. Create bulk lead records. Create bulk lead records. I have prepared a method here. I have given the method name as create bulk lead records. So the third party system is providing multiple lead records information. Okay, multiple lead records information it will supply. So whenever the third party system is supplying the multiple lead records to your Salesforce web service, then Salesforce web service will be receiving those input record information in the form of request body. I need to collect that request body, and then in that request body, you will be having the JSON format of lead records information. That means in the form of string, that JSON format of content I want to convert into my lead object type. Then we can able to insert into our record, our object. So in this, we are going to be using this. First of all, we have to collect the parameters. That means whatever the lead records information passing to you, I would like to collect that lead records information. How can we collect that? By using REST context dot request dot request dot. I am using request body dot toString. So whatever the information they have supplied. So whatever the information they have supplied, I am going to be collecting that information. I'm collecting that information from the request body, and then that information I'm going to be converting into the format of string format over here. Now I'm storing inside a variable string. I'm indicating this lead record details. Lead record details equals to, I'm going to be using REST context dot request body. This is a property. Request body dot toString. Now, so I'm going to be using this REST context class. In that REST context, I'm going to be collecting the request. So from that request, whatever the request body valuable, that means whatever the input parameters they have supplied, I'm collecting, and that I'm going to be converting in the form of string format. So that string and I'm storing inside my string variable. So, but that string contains what? Lead records, not only one, multiple. How to convert this string format of data into the leads information? How many leads they have given to you? Multiple. It may be 3 lead records, 10 lead records, whatever it may be, anything. So that I would like to convert this string format of data, okay, in the form of lead object type. So that here I'm going to be using the deserialization method. System dot JSON dot deserialize. System dot JSON dot deserialize. Deserialize is a process which is used to convert the string format of data into our object type. In order to convert, that means the process of converting string format of data into your object type is called as a deserialization. Serializing means what? Serializing is nothing but converting your object format of data into string format is called as object to string is called as serialization. The reverse process of serialization is called as deserialization. We are receiving the multiple lead records information in the form of JSON format. JSON is like as a text format, nothing but a string. That string format of content I want to convert into my object type. For that one, I'm using deserialize method. Deserialize is a ready-made method given by Salesforce inside that JSON class, which will be collecting that string parameter. That means the JSON which will be converting your own object type. So this data, this string parameter is what information? Lead records. How many lead records are there? Multiple lead records. Multiple lead records. How can we store? In the form of list of lead class. Okay, list of lead dot class. That means here, please collect this JSON content that is available in the form of string parameter. Then this convert this string format of content into list of lead. Why? Because is this string format is having the multiple lead records information. So please convert this information from the string format to my lead record type. So not only one lead record, multiple lead records are there. I'm using list of lead. But in this case, this deserialized method is going to be treating everything in the form of, okay, yes, subject type. But I want to convert into my own list of lead record type. So that I'm going to be converting into list of lead. So then we have to store this information into your list collection. List of lead records to insert. Lead records to insert. That means whatever the string parameter, nothing but multiple lead records information that you are receiving, that content I am going to be deserializing. That means I'm converting into my own collection type, collection of lead. Because here I'm passing, this method will receive the list of lead records. So that record I'm converting into the list of lead collection format, and then I would like to insert. Then I'm inserting this record. Insert lead records to insert. I'm inserting this lead records. Once the lead records has been getting inserted, then I want to give this confirmation. If now I'm going to be inserting this lead records here. So now here I'm verifying this if the collection is not empty. Is not empty. If it is not empty, then insert this lead records. Insert this lead records, then return the confirmation. Return lead records inserted. Else, I want to return invalid data. Lead records not found. I would like to indicate lead records not found. Invalid data. I want to return this message. So now simple functionality. So we have to supply the lead records to this particular method in the form of JSON format, because already you know, whenever if you want to insert the records inside your object, okay, from the external systems, then at that time, whatever the input parameters are required, all those input parameters we have to pass in the form of JSON. So through this JSON, we can pass one record information or multiple records information also. So in this case, previously we have indicated the parameter names inside my web service. So to that parameters we're passing the value, but we can pass, okay, one record data at a time. But in some cases, I want to insert multiple lead records in one shot. I would like to insert multiple lead records. I would like to pass multiple records to my web service. Then how can we pass? To pass the multiple records information, whatever the lead records data you would like to pass, or whatever the any object records, whatever the records you would like to supply to the web service, then you have to convert them into the JSON format. JSON is nothing but a human readable string format of content. Okay, JSON is nothing but a human readable string format of content. So pass that records information in the form of JSON so that the JSON content will be, okay, receiving by the web service. Then web service is going to be collecting the JSON format of content, and it is going to be deserializing, nothing but converting that string format of content into your lead records format, and then that lead records I'm going to be inserting into my object in one shot. So we can able to do this all this operation in one shot. That facility is available to you. Okay, now let's see how can we test it. This is a web service which will receive multiple lead records information. It may be 2 lead records, 10 lead records also, no problem, we can supply, no problem. Now, so now here in this case, let me supply the lead records information. How to pass the lead records information? Now let's see. So to pass that lead record, one lead record information, I'm using JSON format here. This is the lead record information, like as first name. Here you can give the field names, okay, field names and the value. And then I'm indicating the field name is the Praveen, comma. Last name parameter, Praveen Kumar. And then I'm indicating title. Title, I'm going to be indicating this value as some sales head. And then I'm indicating lead source. Okay, field names, you have to specify field name and the value. Lead source, I'm indicating like as web. I'm indicating rating. I'm indicating this rating value as high. I'm giving this industry, some banking. Annual revenue. Annual revenue, I'm indicating the value of 45 lakhs. And then I'm indicating the phone. I'm indicating this fax. I'm passing the mobile phone. I'm passing the company. I'm indicating some TCS incorporation. I'm indicating the status. Open, not contact. I'm indicating the city value. Hyderabad. State. Some Telangana. Country. Some India. These are the values which I'm supplying, okay, for one lead record. Like the similar way, we have to create multiple leads. So copy this lead record information and then one more. Okay, I'm giving a comma and then I'm giving this second. Okay, second. Then how can we group them to a single? Okay, because I want to make them as a array. So that here we have to specify inside that square braces. Square braces means this is an array. Square braces means an array. I'm indicating like as a square braces. Okay, the starting of the square braces here. Here the start of the square braces. In that one, this is one element here, one lead record information, comma, second lead record information, like this. Like that, multiple lead record information we can specify in the form of JSON. This is the array representation of JSON format. Now, in this case, not only in the JSON, when you go to JavaScript also, objects are representing like this only, same. Objects are representing in the same format, nothing different. The same format the people are going to be using these objects in JavaScript also. So that we can able to create that variables also, and then we can able to specify that information. We can able to specify the property names and values and everything. Like for example, when you go to this JavaScript also, like the similar fashion, we can go with that. When it is console, we can able to specify where some x equals to, I'm indicating like this. This is an object. Okay. So this is a Java object format, JavaScript object format. We can specify parameters. X dot name. I'm indicating that name parameter. I'm indicating the value some RAM. X dot some designation. I'm assigning the value. I'm giving it as some sales manager. Okay, we have specified this value. Whenever if you want to print these values here, if you're getting this x dot name, then it will be getting that value. Okay, RAM. Okay, it can able to print that value RAM. That means this is the object here. In this object, we are passing the parameters. In this object, we can specify the parameters over here. So we can able to supply the parameter name and the values also. Or else we can able to specify, okay, where some y equals to or some customer equals to, I'm indicating this. Here we can specify the parameters. Name. Okay, I'm indicating that value some Ramesh. Comma. And then I'm indicating that like as location. I'm indicating some Hyderabad. So this is the object over here. Suppose if you want to get the customer name, simply you can specify customer dot name. Automatically it will be preparing that value Ramesh. This is the JavaScript format. This JavaScript object format. That's what here also this is called as a JSON. JSON means JavaScript object notation. Whatever the format we are using in the JavaScript to represent an object, the same format we are using. That's what here they are calling it as JavaScript object notation. It's purely like a JavaScript object only, nothing else, which is client side. That's what here processing will be very, very easy. The mobile applications, every application will support this JavaScript object notation format. This is the representation they used to follow in JavaScript. That's what this is called as the JSON format, JavaScript object notation. Okay, this is the format they used to follow when coming to the JavaScript. Also, this is the format. Okay, we can define that object over here. In that one, we can specify the key and the value, comma key and the value. It's a key value pair collection. Whenever if you want to fetch this key value, then you can use object name dot the parameter name. That means the key name. So that we can able to fetch all this information over here. That facility is available to you. Now, so here I'm preparing that multiple records here. The second record information. Second record I'm indication like as some Balram Kumar. Title name I'm indicating like as some project manager. Rating value I'm indicating like as some warm. Industry is some technology. Annual revenue I'm indicating like as some 37 lakhs. Phone number I'm giving some value. Tax number I'm giving some value. Mobile phone I'm giving some value. Company I'm indicating some IBM. City I'm indicating like a some Bangalore. State I'm indicating like a some Karnataka. Country India. These are the two records information. Two lead records I would like to insert into my object in one shot. So I would like to pass these two lead records information to my web service. So then my web service will be receiving that information from the request body. It has to convert into a string format. Once the data has been stored inside the string parameter, then I'm going to be parsing. Parsing is nothing but I'm going to be deserializing this information from string format to my object format, because that the string data is my lead records information. Not only one, multiple lead records information is there. So I'm going to be converting that information back to my list of lead records information by using deserialize method. But the deserialize method is going to be treating everything in the form of a subject type, so that I'm going to be converting into my own list of lead type by using explicit typecasting, and that data I'm storing inside my collection. From there we can insert the records. Okay, then how can we test this web service? Now let's see practically in this case. This is my resource name. Let me go to that workbench. Now, so this method is a post method. So I'm indicating that services slash apex rest slash my service name bulk lead service. Whenever you are inserting the records, okay, into your Salesforce instance through by passing the information to the web service, we have to pass that information to the web service in the form of JSON format in the form of a request body. So pass that request body. So these are the lead records information which I have prepared. Now I'm passing this information. I'm passing this whole information. Whatever the lead records data is available, I have specified in the form of array. Now, before that, let me verify my lead object. How many lead records are there? 17 lead records are there. Now, let me invoke this web service. Click on execute. Let's see, it is indicating lead records inserted. Both the lead records have been inserted successfully. Let's see that raw response. Now it is indicating lead records has been inserted successfully. So what are the data we have supplied for this particular lead records? Both the records has been inserted. Now let's refresh this user interface. Now it is showing 19 lead records are available. Starting with the last name Kumar K. Now it is indicating it. So we are having these records are available here. So now the name is available Kumar. Okay, first name is not yet supplied over here. Okay, so because here I have given some wrong parameter over here. First name, but here I have given that FIRT name. Okay, that's what here it is not supplied for that parameter. Okay, so now it has been placed the records here. So he's the project manager, and then technology, the industry will be technology, annual revenue, and address information, phone number, fax number, mobile, everything. And then the second lead record. The second lead record also has been inserted successfully. A second lead record also has been inserted successfully with the annual revenue 45 lakhs with the address Hyderabad address. So both the lead records has been inserted successfully inside this. This is how we can able to insert the multiple records inside your object in one shot. That facility is available. Now, okay. Now, let me place this code. Request body. Like this similar passion, okay, create the record inside your other object also, the assignments. Here I inserted one, two lead records, like the similar way insert single record also. But previously what we did, we have supplied the parameters one by one, one by one, one by one like this. Suppose if I'm having 100 parameters are there, then will you pass parameter 100 parameters to service? Will it be taking more time, right? Yes. So that is a problem. So in this case, what we can do, just we can use this deserialization process. We can, if you want to insert one lead record, then just you can able to use, instead of this list of lead, just you can lead. Okay, with the same methodology, instead of list of lead, just you can replace with lead. That's it, done. But here we can pass one single lead record over here. Okay, without having any parameters to the web service, the complete lead record we can able to pass. Why? Because if the object is some hundreds of fields, then passing all the hundreds of fields as the parameters to a web service is very difficult. For that reason, we can use this kind of approach. We can convert that all the complete information from string to your record type, and then we can able to insert. That facility is available. Now, the next one is HTTP port. What is this HTTP put method? What we can do? You know, put method is used to perform the update operation. As of now, we did the insertion of the records here. But sometimes I want to update the records. Whatever the existing records are there, I want to update. Like for example, whenever I'm withdrawing the money from the ATM centers, then what it will do, suppose I'm using ICICI Bank debit card because I'm having an ICICI account, but I'm withdrawing the money from SBI Bank ATM. So go to the SBI Bank ATM and then swipe the card, then it will be requesting your card details to your ICICI Bank application. ICICI Bank application will be collecting that your data, it will be passing to the SBI Bank application. SBI Bank application will show the information to you on the screen, and then we can able to withdraw the money. Suppose I'm withdrawing some 10,000 rupees. Once the amount has been withdrawn, then this amount has to be get updated to your ICICI Bank database, right? Yes. It will pass this information to the ICICI Bank application. Then ICICI Bank web service will receive this information, will update the data into your database. From there, when you verify your balance from your ICICI Bank mobile application or website or any ATM, then you can able to show the latest balance over there. Then how can we update the data? For that one, we are using HTTP put. By using this method, we can update the existing records, okay, inside that object by assigning some new values. So whatever the fields you would like to update, we can supply the values for those fields. But whenever if you want to update the record, then mandatorily we require some ID. That means record ID is mandatory, because based on the record ID, how can we update that information back to the database? In which record you would like to update that? So we need to be indicate that, boss, this is the record, okay, which is having this ID. For this record, for the field, please assign this value. For this field, assign this value, so that we can able to update that information back to the database. If I don't know that record ID, it will be difficult for me to identify. But in this case, what happened? We need to supply the input, right? Like which record information you want to update, and then what fields information you want to update, and what is the new value you want to assign for that field. We have to supply that information, okay, in the form of JSON format through request body. Through request body, we need to supply that information. Whatever the fields information you would like to update, and which record information you would like to update, you have to pass that information. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now let's see. By using this feature, we can update either one or more existing records inside the object by passing the values for the required fields. Now, upon updating the records, we have to supply the record ID. We have to supply the record. Now, in this case, while updating the records, we have to pass the required information to the web service in the form of JSON format through request body. So we have to supply that information to the web service in the form of JSON format through request body. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically. Then what is the syntax of this method? Now let's see. Syntax, we have to specify @http put method. HTTP put. And we can specify global, static. You can specify the return type. You can specify the method name. You can specify the method name. If you want, we can able to pass the parameters. And here you can write the logic. Write the code to update the records. Now, so this is the syntax we used to follow in order to prepare that web service method. Now, let's see how can we update the records. Now let's see practically with a small use case. You know, update statement only, nothing different. It is simply update statement. Take a small use case. Now, for example, I have my case object. For example, I have my subject. This is my case record, which is having the case number, okay, 1002. 1002. The status is new and the priority is low. But my requirement is I would like to pass this a case number. Okay, I like to pass this a case number because 1002. Based on this case, I would like to collect this case record. I to update the status as okay working and then priority as high. Now, so now here in this case, I would like to update this record. So where I would like to assign the status as working and the priority as high. So based on this case number, I would like to update this record. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, create a RESTful web service to update the case record based on the case number by assigning the values as below. I want to assign the case record status as working. I'm assigning the case record priority as high. I would like to assign the case reason as performance. Performance issues. I would like to indicate currently the case reason is installation problem. I want to change it to performance issue. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so now here in this case, first of all, based on that case number, what we need to do, we need to collect the case record details. Because I'm not passing the complete record, I'm passing this, boss, this is a case number, get that case record based on that case number, assign the status as working, priority as high, reason as performance. That's it. We need to update it back. So for that reason, I'm going to be updating this information over here. I'm updating this information. Now, so here in this case, I'm preparing a RESTful web service class. Case records helper. I'm creating a class with the name case records helper. I'm giving that access specifier as global. I'm indicating this REST resource. I'm giving the parameter as URL mapping / case records service or case update service. Now I'm preparing the method. Global static. I'm going to be indicating that confirmation so that I'm indicating the return type as string. I'm giving the method as update case record. This is the method. So this method is going to be used to update the record, so that I'm indicating this method with the help of HTTP put annotation. HTTP put method. So now this put method is going to be updating the records. It will allow us to perform the update operation. Now, here I would like to pass the parameters over here. Which record you would like to update here? So based on that, I would like to specify string case number, C number. I'm preparing one parameter over here, and then string case status, string case reason, string case priority. So these are the parameters I'm preparing for my method. So this particular method will be receiving these 4 parameters: case number, which case record you want to update, this is the status I would like to assign, reason, this is the reason I would like to assign priority. So first of all, based on that case number, I would like to fetch the respective case record. Now, So get that case record here. I'm indicating. So collect the case record. Select ID of the case number, case status, case priority, case reason from case object where case number equals to C number. So I'm supplying the parameter here. So this is the parameter which I'm supplying over here. Based on that case number parameter, I'm collecting this case record. I'm storing that information inside my case variable. Case CS record. Now, so once the case record is available, then I would like to update that information. Now, I'm verifying this. If CS record dot ID not equals to null, means if the case record is exist, then I want to assign CS record dot status equals to, I want to assign C status. CS record dot reason, I'm assigning C reason. CS record dot priority equals to C priority. Then update that case record, update CS record. I'm updating this case record here. So once the case record has been getting updated, I would like to send the confirmation back. Now I'm indicating. And then once the record has been getting specified here, I would like to send the confirmation back. Return case record updated. Updated successfully. Else, what I want to do, I want to return that message. Return case record not found. Invalid case number. Invalid case number. That's it. So here I'm indicating this. So based on that case number, I'm going to be collecting the case record. If the case record is available, then I'm going to be updating this record status value and reason value and the priority which we have supplied at runtime. And then I would like to update it. And then I'm giving the confirmation case record updated successfully. Or else if this particular, with this ID, with this particular number, if we don't have any case record, then I want to give the confirmation back, case record not found. So that means invalid case number. Whatever the case number you have supplied, that is an invalid. Then how can we update this information? How can we invoke this request? Now let's see. Now, I would like to invoke this web service. For that one, we need to use that resource name. I'm giving the name over here. The method is put method. Now specify that input parameters. What are the parameters we need to supply? We have to supply these 4 parameters: C number, C status, C reason, C priority. Okay, these are the parameters which we need to supply over here. So now here I'm going to preparing this input parameter. So in the form of JSON format, I'm indicating C number. This is the case number. We need to supply this case number value over here. Now I'm indicating this case number value. This is the case number. C status. I'm indicating as working. C priority. I'm indicating as high. C reason. I'm indicating as performance. I would like to supply these values. Now, so now let's see how can we update this. Let's go to that web service. I'm invoking this web service from the workbench. So go to this workbench and you can able to specify that parameter values. Now I'm selecting the method type as put method. Click on execute. Now specify the resource name slash Apex REST case update service. Click on execute. Now it is indicating case record updated successfully. Now, so we have specified that required parameters over here, and then I have invoked this web service. Now previously we have the status as new and the priority as low, region as installation. Now refresh this user interface. So now it is indicating the status as working, priority as high, and the reason as performance. Like that, depends upon the requirement. Not only we are inserting or updating the record, not only inserting the records, we can able to update the records also by using this web service. For that one, we are using the HTTP put method. By using this put method, we can able to update the records inside your object. Now, let me place this code. Now, so this is the concept of HTTP put method. And the last one, HTTP patch. Now, so let's see what exactly the HTTP patch method. By using this HTTP patch method, we can create a RESTful web service through which we can perform both update operation and insert operation both. It's like as upsert operation. Upsert means it's a combination of both update plus insert. Like the similar way, okay, like the similar way here also, whenever if you want to perform both insert and update operations in one shot, we are using the help of HTTP patch. Previously, to insert the records, we are using HTTP post. To update the records, we are using HTTP put. In some cases, in one record, in one object, if you want to perform both insert operation and update operation, like inside my hiring manager object, I want to update few records, I want to insert a new record. At that time, instead of using two separate operations, we can able to use one single operation, that is HTTP patch. Then in this case, what needs to be done? Whatever the records you want to insert, whatever the records you want to update, both we have to place inside a single collection. The records which you are trying to insert, the records which you are trying to update, both we have to place inside a single collection. Then in this case, the records which are having IDs, those will be getting updated. Records which are not having the IDs, those will be inserting into the update as new. This is how it is going to work internally by default. This is the functionality of the patch method. Now, let me give that syntax. By using this method, we can perform the update operation and insert operations inside the object at a time. So that now we can perform both insert and update operations inside the object in one shot. Now in this case here, while performing the patch operation, that is upsert operation, we have to supply the records inside a collection. We have to supply the records inside a collection. Now, the records which are having the IDs, those will get updated into the object. And the records which are not having the IDs will get inserted as new records inside the object. Okay. So in this case, what happened? The records will be getting inserted and updated both. Now, let's see how can we do that. Okay, now let's see practically in this. Now, the syntax. We have to prepare a global method which will be annotated with HTTP patch annotation. Global static. We can specify the return type. We can specify the method name. If you want, we can able to specify the parameters. Here we can write the logic. And here we can write the logic. Here you can write the logic to insert the records and then write the logic to update the records also both. Now, let's see in this case. Now let's take a small use case and how to implement that. Now my requirement is I would like to take the hiring manager object. Then I will pass one hiring manager record ID. Based on that hiring manager record ID, I would like to assign the location value and then the phone number. Both I would like to update. And along with that, I would like to insert a new record also. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now let's see in this case. Take a small use case. Create a RESTful web service to update the hiring manager records based on the specified ID, record ID, and create a new hiring manager record inside the object. And create a new hiring manager record inside the object. I insert a new record also. Now, let's see practically how can we create this RESTful web service. Hiring manager records utility. Now, I'm giving this class specified as global, and then I'm indicating this resource name at the rate rest resource. I'm specifying that parameter URL mapping equals to slash. I'm getting hiring manager upsert service. Now prepare the required method in order to insert the record and update the record by using HTTP patch. So I'm using this annotation at the rate HTTP patch. Now prepare the method. Global static void. I'm indicating that string parameter. Okay, I'm indicating string parameter. Or else if you want to see return the records also, then you can do, no problem. I'm indicating list of hiring manager. Now upsert HR records. Upsert HR records. Now, so first of all, I need to pass the parameters. String record ID. I would like to collect the record ID and then string phone number. HR phone, string HR city. Based on that hiring manager record ID, I would like to collect that record. I want to assign that phone number in the city name. That means location. Both I want to update. So I want to get that record here. For that one, we have to make one SQL query. Okay, I would like to collect that. First of all, I need to collect that records information. I'm verifying this. I need to check if record ID is not equals to null and record ID not equals to empty. If the record ID is not available, okay, if the record ID is not available, then I would like to return that message here. Else, I would like to specify return, please provide the record ID. This is the information. If the record ID is available, then what we can do in this case? If the record ID parameter value is not null and not empty, then I would like to get the record information. Now, I'm indicating this. Hiring manager, HR record equals to, I'm fetching the record details. ID of the hiring manager, name, and the field names. So what are the field names are available? Let's see. As part of this hiring manager, we have location name, contact number, email ID. Location name, contact number. From hiring manager, their ID equals to record ID. So whatever the ID that have supplied, okay, as a parameter, based on that record ID, I would like to collect the respective hiring manager record. Now, the next one. The next one I would like to specify the record is exist if the HR record dot ID not null. If it is not empty, that means there is a HR record is available. Then I would like to supply the values. HR record dot location. I'm passing this HR city. HR record dot contact number equals to HR phone. I'm assigning this value. Once the values have been getting assigned, then what we need to do, we need to update. But not only updating that, I want to insert few records also. For that reason, I'm going to be preparing a collection. I'm preparing a collection. List of hiring manager. New list of hiring manager. Now, I would like to add this record to the collection. Now, I'm indicating lst HR records dot add of HR record. Now, I'm adding this record to the collection. This is the update operation over here. Update the hiring manager record. So here I'm going to be updating this record. Now, along with that, I want to insert the record also. Create a new hiring manager record. How can we create the new hiring manager record? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, I would like to collect these details. I'm creating the object. hiring manager underscore underscore C, HR equals to new hiring manager. I'm passing the values. Whatever the fields are available inside my hiring manager object, for that one I'm passing the values. HR dot name. I'm indicating the value as Balaram Prasad. HR dot location. I'm giving the value as some Delhi. HR dot contact number. I'm passing few values. HR dot email. I'm indicating balaram@some gmail.com. So now once the record is available, by passing the values for each and every field, then add this record also to the same collection. Add the record to the same collection. HR. Now, that means what? Here I am going to be collecting the record ID. Based on the record ID, I am going to be updating. But I am going to be assigning the values, but the record is not updated. That record I'm storing inside my collection, because not only this record, I need to insert some record also. Instead of sending each and every request to the database separately, I want to club all the things to a collection. I would like to send all the records in one shot. So that here I'm indicating. So I'm adding this record to the collection, and then I'm going to be inserting a new record. Once the record is ready with the required values, I'm adding this record also to the collection. Once all the records are available, then we can able to update here. If the LST HR records is not empty, if the collection is not empty, then upsert LST HR records, and then I would like to return that. Hiring manager records upsetted successfully. Else, I want to return some message. Upset operation failed. I want to show that message. What is the problem in this case? Illegal conversion from string to list. LST HR records, new list of hiring manager. Oh, here I'm returning the string parameter. But here I have given the return type as list collection. So let me give it as string. Now, so I'm going to be returning that string parameters over here, whether it is indicating that records has been upsetted successfully or not. Now, so this is what the business logic we have written. We have written the code to, okay, update the records. We have written the code to insert the new records also. And all the records we have added to the collection. Once all the records are available inside the collection, then we are performing that upset operation. So that it will insert, update both. Now, let's see how can we test it. Let me invoke this service. Here's the service name. I'm selecting this method as patch method. Here we have to pass the parameters. How many parameters we need to supply? 3. This is the record ID, HR phone, HR city. 3 parameters. Let me prepare this. Record ID, HR phone. I'm assigning the values as and then HR city. I'm indicating as some Mumbai. Now, let me take one hiring manager record ID. So we have a HR person called as Shubha. Shubha's records ID I'm collecting over here. I would like to pass the ID. So now her location is Bangalore, contact number is this value. I want to update the location and the contact number. Along with that, I want to create one more record also. Now, for the Shubha's record, I'm going to be assigning this a HR phone number, and then I'm going to be assigning this a city value. Instead of Bangalore, I'm assigning it as Mumbai. And along with that, one more record has to be get inserted. Now, let's test this process. I'm giving the request body. Now let's test this one. Click on execute. It is indicating hiring manager records update updated successfully. Operations has been done. Now let's see. Previously, Shubha's record is having the location as Bangalore, contact number this value. Now just let me refresh this one. Now it is indicating Mumbai and the contact number. Record has been updated. One new record has to insert with the name Balaram, okay, Prasad. So now record has been created successfully. So Balaram Prasad, this is the email ID, contact number, and the location I have given as Delhi. So both the operations we did in one shot, like as insert and the update operation we did in one shot, which is so that we can reduce the number of DML statements, so that we can able to save some DML statements inside our transaction. This is how we are going to performing the operation through the RESTful web services. These are the various annotations we have to use. @REST resource, and then HTTP GET, HTTP put, HTTP post, HTTP patch, HTTP delete. All these 5 methods and 5 annotations we have discussed in detail with some practical use cases. Okay, this is the way we are going to be creating the RESTful web services inside your Salesforce instance. Okay, this is how to build our own custom web services. Okay, this is a custom RESTful web services, okay, which we have built. Now, in the next session, we'll see the JSON parser. How can we parse the JSON format of content? How to prepare the JSON content also. We'll see how to parse, okay, through programming by using JSON parser classes. How to prepare the JSON format of content by using JSON generator classes. We'll see practically in tomorrow's session. Sorry, then the next session. The next Saturday and Sunday, we are having the JSON classes, and then along with that, we'll see how to. That means somebody has prepared some web services, then how can we invoke those web services? We'll see practically. Okay, now. So do the practice on this one today, In the next session, we'll see the continuation of this. Okay, so tomorrow morning we have the development session as usual. Okay, the Visual Force session morning at 7 o'clock. Use the same meeting link. Okay, whatever the meeting link you have used today, use the same meeting link for tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for the Visual Force programming continuation session. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time. Let's meet on tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.